What's up, YouTube? Mini Minchino here, and welcome back to another Minnycast. For those who are new, this is the weekly podcast vlog type show where I share with you some updates and sort of talk about something for a little while. I apologize if my voice is starting to get a little bleh. It's later at night tonight. I tried to record another one, but I realized, that I would rather do this instead. And what I was talking about, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm ready to talk about some of the stuff that I was going to talk about this week. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something different. So before we get into that, I just want to say there's no real updates today, other than the fact that I did put out some extra Unknown Empire content. There's going to be a little bit more, not too much more that's been planned at the moment, but I am attempting to look for opportunities to make more. So there is that. Other than that, no real updates, and give me a moment while I take a sip of water, and then we'll get into today's topic, I guess? So yeah, give me like 1 second. Water's delicious, by the way. Okay, so today's little topic is kind of tied to what I was going to talk about, but not directly. I decided to talk to you about songs, quotes from songs. This is what I specifically have written on my note here because I had to get a bunch of song lyrics together. Quotes from songs that hit me emotionally, and I kind of want to, a lot of these kind of hit on the same things. So what I want to attempt to do, just because I'm kind of in a musical mood and I have the house to myself for the next week, I kind of want to sing. So we'll see how this works out. And also my voice is kind of poop, so you know. I did not decide what order I want to sing some of these in. So that's a little bit awkward, you know? So I'm just gonna go in the order of what I wrote them in, because I think that makes the most sense. And you guys are going to notice there's a lot of Alter Bridge on this list. Excuse me, I really need water today. There's a lot of Alter Bridge on this list. I have a thing for alt rock and metal and stuff like that, so for those who didn't know that about me, there you go. You would not know that from the stuff I have on this channel, especially the stuff you're probably hearing now. So, yeah. So, yeah, I guess we'll start singing, and we'll start with a Dream Theater song, of all things. This is a quote from Wither. I forget what album it was on. It's not a super old one, but it's here. But yeah, let's see how my voice does. I drown in hesitation, my words come crashing down, and all my best creations burning to the ground. Thought of starting over leaves me paralyzed. Tear it out again. Another one that got away. Okay, that was actually not as bad as I expected it to be. Okay, so this particular one, you guys are probably thinking, oof, that's a little bit heavy. Yeah, they're all kind of like that. So yeah. So this one kind of first kind of hit me at one of my earlier low points, where I just kind of like during my college time, where I got really depressed during college and stuff, and when this song came around, I heard it, and it really kind of the entire song really kind of summarized how I felt at the time, and it was just kind of one of those songs that's like encouraging. Like the whole song itself is kind of an overall like, hey man, you feel like crap, just like let yourself open up and things like that, and yeah, this sucks, you're gonna be scared, shit's gonna go down, and it's not gonna be fun, but it'll be worth it in the end. And I was really scared of you know, figuring out a bunch of stuff. Still kind of am, to be honest. This still kind of holds a little bit of weight for me. But you know, stuff happens, and you just work at whatever at your own pace. That's pretty much something I've been learning to accept over time, kind of deal. So yeah, that's basically that one. Also, too, before I continue on, I would love to know about your songs, your like emotional sting songs. You know what I mean? Like songs that really got to you in that sort of way. And like, you don't necessarily have to tell me why if you're not comfortable with it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, kind of deal. And like, this is kind of meant to be more of a fun-ish sort of mini cast, like not something that's supposed to be super serious, although like it is, but it isn't, if that makes any sense. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next one instead of taking too long. So you know. So the next one I've got here is actually one that's a lot more recent than the Dream Theater one. This is one from Alter Bridge. There's a lot of Alter Bridge. It's mostly Alter Bridge. I'm not gonna lie to you. They are my favorite band. Dream Theater being a close second. And these guys have like a lot of songs that really speak to me, and I just picked some of them. I didn't pick all the songs that hit me on an emotional level because I'm probably gonna end up repeating myself a bunch of times if I do that. Not to mention the fact that I'll be here for a long time. So, and a lot of these songs are kind of hitting me a lot more recently, just because of I've been doing a lot of self-reflection and things like that, and you know, it's kind of one of those moments where it's like I'm especially vulnerable to the emotional effects of music, I guess, if that makes any sense. And you know, for those who don't know, that's a thing. That's a thing. And yeah, so I mean, you know, it could be spouting BS, but it's fine. It's not BS to me, and that's what's important right now. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next one. This is The Bitter End from Alter Bridge, and I realize that title sounds really bleak. Uh but I promise you, you'll find out that it's not. So here we go. The bitter end will come in time. But the joy that I found in the sweet here and now, it keeps me alive. So, yeah, it's very short. Like, that one's short, but like the whole song is kind of like that. It's one of those songs where it's like, I've been through this good stuff, I've been through this crappy stuff, I've been through all kinds of stuff, I've been lost, I've been tricked, I've been loved, I've been, you know, whatever, all this stuff, and it's like, enjoy it. In the end, it's like, you know what? In the moment, things ain't so bad. And I feel like that's something I needed to hear, because like a lot of times I get caught up in things, and I really have been caught up in a lot of stuff, like, you know, like when some people are like, you're living in the past kind of thing. I really kind of have been the past little bit, and I'm like, you know, I really do just need to enjoy the here and now and what I've got going on now, because like, let's be real, I'm not in a particularly bad situation at the moment. Yeah, things aren't exactly how I want them to be, but I'm working up to that. But here, right now, I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you guys, which, I mean, it's in the, you guys are going to be hearing this in the future, but that's beside the point. I've got, like, I just need to be thankful for what I've got here and now, kind of thing. And, you know, just focus on the moment. Just, you know, just be, you know? And that's kind of a thing that kind of hit me today, actually. So that's a very, like, recent emotional hit for me. And I think it's one that I really, really needed, because it's something I've been struggling with. This next one, however, is a little bit longer. It's actually from Live Again by Seven Dust, and this one, it kind of goes, everything kind of has that theme to it, but it kind of ties into The Bitter End, just because of the whole, it's like, this is what I've been through kind of deal. But I'll sing it real quick and try to go into it at that point. Give me a sec to get some water going on. Alright, let's give this a shot. How many times have you looked at yourself and felt mistreated? How does it feel to know that this life of yours is real? All of your life you've been led to believe you're nothing. So look at yourself and start to live again. I'm sorry, I love that song. I gotta get into it. I hope that didn't make my mic clip. I really hope it didn't. And I'm gonna be upset if it did. But yeah, it's like I've said to you guys before, where I've dealt with a lot of stuff growing up where it's like my disability was always presented to me as a negative thing. For a long time, I didn't know of it as anything but a negative thing. And even though to this day I know that it's not necessarily a negative thing, it's one of those things that, yeah, it makes things difficult, but it's more of like, it's more obstacles than straight up barriers, and I'm doing my best to, I guess, tear them down and do my thing and stuff like that. But like this particular thing like really spoke to me, because it's like, you know what, when you're being put down like that, you really are being mistreated, you really are being like just treated like crap and stuff like that, whether the person intends to or not, which is unfortunate, because like any decent person does not want to treat someone like that. You know what I mean? And a lot of this stuff came from my parents, it came from other family members, it came from school teachers, and all these people that are supposed to be encouraging and helpful and stuff like that. And they intended that, but it didn't really work out that way, because they were constantly putting me and other people like me down at the time. And I am glad to say that it's not like that now, but I am still dealing with I guess the psychological aftermath of that, which is not great. It's really not great. And I am very confident that if those same people knew what that would have done back then, they would not have done it at all. And I think that they weren't even trying to present things negatively, kind of thing. And it's one of those things where the intent, there was good intent, but not exactly good results, you know? So it's one of those things. I really hated these people for a long time, and before I learned to process things differently and stuff like that, I was really angry for the longest time. And to be honest, that does still pop up from time to time, and it's a thing, and it sucks. It really sucks, and I'm trying to do my best to overcome it and deal with it. You guys have already heard about a lot of that. That's just one of those things that it's like, just putting it that concisely just kind of hit me, because it's like, damn, that's pretty direct questions. I'm just saying. We've got two more, and guess what? They're both Alter Bridge songs, so we're just gonna dive in to All Ends Well by Alter Bridge and see what goes on. So here we go. Let's see if I can actually sing this. If you believe in nothing else, just keep believing in yourself. There will be times of trouble, it's gonna hurt like hell. This much I know, it all ends well. It all ends well. So, I mean, I really hope my microphone isn't clipping through this. Like, I feel like it's far enough away that it might not be, but I'm like really self-conscious that it is. Ooh, it sucks. But yeah, I mean, that one's just more direct. It's just kind of like, hey man, stuff gets tough. And the whole song is like, hey, if I could be this in your life, I would be able to heal your scars and all this hurt that, it's just, I want to be that, but you need that strength for yourself, kind of. It's kind of one of those songs, It's like, there are people out there that really do truly care about you and truly want to help, but they can't directly do anything themselves, no matter how much they want to. And that, in and of itself, is a painful thing, honestly. It's like, these people genuinely care about you and do want to do whatever they can for you, but in the end, you're the only one that can truly get yourself out of whatever it is that you're in, emotionally speaking. That is to say, if you have, if there's a serious enough problem that you feel that it's wise to get, professional help, then, you do what you need to do. But ultimately speaking, even with that professional help, you are the one that has to put in that effort, even with their guidance. Like, they don't solve your problem for you, they just guide you in the right direction to help you through whatever it is you need help with. So, like, ultimately it's still you, and that's not to say that that doesn't help, because having someone there to help keep you in check and help and do that kind of thing is very, very, very helpful. So to anyone watching this, if that is something you need for yourself, do it. 100% do it. And I know I'm kind of going on a tangent here. There's a little bit of a stigma with that sometimes. Don't worry about the stigma. Just say, fuck it. I'm doing this for me. I need to take care of myself. And you need to do that any way you can that does not involve hurting yourself or hurting other people, and stuff like that. You do you. You take care of you. You be kind to you. And that's something I'm working on myself. So that's kind of a thing. And we've, I guess, gone over to my last one, which is, once again, Alter Bridge, favorite band. Listen to them, look them up if you haven't already. Good times will be had, because they've got other songs other than these, like, emotional things. Excuse me, they've got other things, like, these are just the ones that really get to me emotionally. And of course there's other ones for different reasons and stuff like that. There is actually one I chose not to include in today's video because it very much reminds me of another family member's description of how they felt when, certain family passed away. And I feel like that song in particular summarizes his feelings pretty well, I think, based on what he told me, kind of thing. But again, I won't pretend to fully understand how someone else feels. And to be fair, I miss her a lot too. So yeah, I made the choice not to include that today because I don't necessarily want to go over that right now. But this last one helped me through the situation I was in before I moved. The situation I was in with my ex. For those who don't know, there was a situation where I had broken up with my ex at the time, or my boyfriend at the time, I guess. We'd broken up because it was very clear that we weren't really clicking, and he was refusing to kind of work with me. I was trying my best. And there was stuff on both ends, to be fair. I'm not just going to sit here and say it was all him and not me, blah, blah, blah. There was stuff on both ends. And things just did not end up working out. He ended up stealing from me. I ended up eventually getting that back, kind of thing. And there was a point where I was stuck living in that apartment still while broken up and in a situation where he kind of had free reign over the place. I didn't really have anywhere to store food or anything, so I could barely eat properly, and I was not doing well at all. And all I really had going for me, because I could not be in a room that was silent for any length of time, otherwise I would have an emotional breakdown. It was not a good time. It was very not a good time. I had music, and this one in particular, this one in particular kind of got me and really helped me, push through it. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I was able to do it. Among friends, being able to talk to friends and stuff like that helped me out a lot too. But yeah, we'll get into this quote now and stuff. So this is from Life Must Go On by Alter Bridge. Again, another really good song. Definitely one of their slower ones. So let's see. And the sun always sets, the moon always falls, It feels like the end, just pay no mind at all and keep it rolling. Rolling, life must go on. I really feel like I'm probably just gonna turn on some music later and just sing to all of these, because these are all just really, really great songs. And these are all songs that I feel have had a positive influence on me, despite how seemingly bleak some of them can seem on the surface. Um, and that's like one of the greatest things that I love about music, is how freeing it can be just to get yourself like lost in it for a bit, just enjoy that moment, be in that moment, just let that groove take you, kind of thing, if that makes any sense. And, you know, for those who don't connect with music, you could easily sub that for whatever you do connect that deeply with, and it could be anything from drawing, faith, cooking, reading, even, literally anything, whatever it is that gives you that similar feeling, like, you know. And for me, a lot of that is music, and sometimes a lot of that for me is also building. Like, that's why I like, I love to build things and stuff like that. Like, if I'm not doing anything musically or YouTube related, because those are also things that I absolutely love, I'm building something, which I don't get to do often unless it's in Minecraft. That's why I love Minecraft so much. But yeah, you guys, those are I guess I've already explained how Life Must Go On affected me, kind of thing. And I was not expecting to talk about that particular situation, but I do feel it's important for context, and honestly, just to kind of cover my ass, because I know that my ex still might watch this channel. Just for the record, this is directly to you. I'm not saying this as a shot against you, kind of thing. This is just, these events occurred, and that's it. So, I mean, you're free to say whatever it is you feel you need to say about it, should you decide to, but I'm gonna leave it at that, for that whole situation. My only purpose for that was just to give context as to why that song was so important to me, and how it helped me, and still helps me, because to be fair, it's an encouraging thing. It's just like, hey man, stuff goes on, stuff happens. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it. And, you know, it again all ties in with, like, I feel like all these songs kind of have a theme. You been through shit. A lot of shit. Stuff sucks right now. And stuff sucked a long time ago. And stuff is probably gonna suck later. But it's not all bad. There's, like, a metaphorical light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. And it's like, listen, do what you gotta do. Find the good where it's at. And roll with that good. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm making the effort to do. That is, sometimes if you're in a situation where all that sadness has become your mindset, it's very hard to just sort of adopt that, you know, roll with the good stuff kind of attitude. So sometimes it is a very conscious choice that you have to make until you're able to, you know, change your mindset naturally, kind of thing. It is a process, and I realize there is a lot more to it than that. I am simplifying things heavily here. But yeah, it's just kind of a thing, and that's a lot of what, you know, those kinds of songs tell me. And I feel like they're a great positive, personally, because sometimes having someone just simply tell you that doesn't always get through. Sometimes it depends on the person sometimes, but for me, sometimes even that same person that got through to me before won't always get through to me. And sometimes, like, hearing a song, just being in that right mood and hearing that song in that right situation will just hit me in that way, going, hey, I need to sort something out in my life right now, you know? And yeah, I feel like I've rambled on and on about this long enough. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to check out any other series I have on this channel, as well as leaving your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, be sure to join the Minccino clan on Discord. The link is in the description down below. That is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me if you guys happen to want to chat and stuff. I would love to hear from you. I would love to have you as part of the Minccino clan. But yeah, until next time, you guys, Minny out.